Hey guys, what's up? It's Dave, and this video is going to be a little bit more somber. My grandfather, Armando Virgen, my Hispanic side of the family, he passed away on Sunday evening. This past Sunday on, I think that was the date was May. No, I'm sorry, it was June 1st. So June 1st. Um, he got sick on Friday the 30th, and 2 days, 3 days later, he passed away, which is what he would have wanted. He didn't want to linger. That was like one of the biggest things. He did not want to be a burden to his family, and so he, um, like, this was truly minimal, um, with how it happened, and then him passing. But and he was never a burden to his family. Like, we family loved having him around. So uh, I've shed a few tears already. I figured right now would be a good time to tell you guys about it because I haven't had any videos up in a couple of weeks, and there might be a little bit more of a delay. So I just wanted to explain to y'all why that is, because I don't know. Like, we'll continue, we will continue, but there's just a lot going on right now, as you can imagine. So I just wanted to give y'all a heads up about that. He was a great grandfather. I mean, not like in that sense, but he was the best. Like, he was the grandfather of mine that loved to joke around. I think that's kind of where I got my sense of humor. He just liked to be silly. Like, he would put on silly hats and things like that. And then he was really big on. I remember he loved golf, and he loved photography. I remember that for a while. Not in his later years, but he still liked looking at pictures and stuff. But I remember when I was a kid, he had a nice camera, and he would always take pictures of my grandmother's flowers and the plants they had in their backyard and stuff like that. Anything that she loved, like, he loved it too. Like, they were unbreakable. And then he also, I remember he loved music. He had a few different styles of music, I think, that he liked, but I know that he loved, like, some of the mariachi type of stuff, because there's a few songs that we've always played um, whenever he was around. And then he also liked jazz, like jazz, old jazz. And I remember going to my grandparents' house when we were little, and he would have this old alarm clock, and I remember it was up high on a shelf. And during the day, you couldn't hear it, but at night, when you went to sleep, like, it was just loud enough that you could hear, like the piano, or like the saxophone, or trumpet, and it'd just be uh, like that Miles Davis kind of jazz back in the day. And I remember, for me, that was just like this sense of, like, that's my grandparents. Like, this is their house. It's a place where we have fun, and Grandpa gets silly, and we have a good time. And then when we relax, like, that was just the mood that helped me to sleep. So yeah, he's gonna be missed. We just celebrated his 99th birthday 4 weeks ago. It was May 7th or May 9th. I can't remember if his is before the day before mine or the day after mine, because my uncle's is the day before the day after mine. It's basically like grandpa, me, and my uncle, or my uncle, me, and then my grandpa. I can't always get them flipped. But we just celebrated his 99th birthday, and he was in good spirits then. The last couple of years, he was starting to go more on a downward spiral towards his health, but he was still with us, like, mentally, and he still had a good amount of strength to be able to get up and move and come to the table and go back to his chair, and stuff like that. But I'm gonna miss him a ton. Actually, I'm gonna show you all this real quick. So this is on the funeral home, but that's him. That's my awesome grandfather. We just called him Grandpa. And my grandma, we called her Grandma later in life, but then we called her Huela, which is short for Abuela. Uh, and now he's with her. He missed her, like, the past 5 or 6 years, because she passed away a few years ago, and he's been missing her ever since. and now he's with her. And so there's sadness, of course, with him not being around anymore. But there's just a lot of for me, there's a lot of joy in there too, because I know that he's in heaven. I know that he's with my grandmother, and my other two grandparents are in heaven too. And so he was the last of my living grandparents, and so that part, this I don't know, part of that's been kind of hard to accept. It's been hard on me, not I guess not hard to accept, but just hard to think about that that's done. But anyways, I just want to give y'all a heads up why there might be a little delay in some videos while we're kind of just processing all this and going through it as a family. But yeah, he wouldn't want us to stay sad for long, and he would want us to remember that he's happy. He's happy now, and he's not suffering through the not just like the pain of getting older, but he's not suffering through the emotional pain of missing his wife that he was married to for over 50 years. So they're together now, and that brings me a lot of peace knowing that like he's complete now. So anyways, that's gonna be it. I could talk on for hours about this. He was just such a cool grandfather. But I'm gonna go and let you guys go. But thank you guys for. I know that a lot of you are gonna keep us in your thoughts and your prayers, and I appreciate that. And I already can see the comment, so I want to thank you in advance because I know that we have an awesome group out there that supports us and helps us and thinks about us, and I appreciate that. So anyways, I'm gonna go and let y'all go, and more to come this summer. There will be more videos, so just stay tuned, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey guys, this is Future Dave. I was gonna throw this video on the internet just by itself, but I waited a day and I came across a great video of my grandpa giving a speech to our family, and I think it's really good for everybody. So I'm gonna leave the video with this 3-minute talk that my grandfather made, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps you. It helps me. So thanks, guys. Bye.
There was no direction, and no purpose for living. But after we got married, it seemed like God was just pointing out the things that were important in our lives. And there was always that desire in our hearts as we were going steady to have a large family. And the Lord allowed us to have 4. And I think and I believe that though God planned it that way. As I say, there's no accident. Everything is planned by God. And in the years that we have been married, we loved each other so much. And we tried to bring that love to our children. And now that the years have gone by, we can see the rewards, that we're reaping from that love that we had for each other, and then not only for each other but for our family. See, and Dexter just said that thank you for trusting you. Well, we trust David because all these years, this is what we had been striving to bring respect in our children, and this was going to be a test. And now, as I can see back, okay, how good a parent have we been? Okay, we're going to let Debbie go, and we have that trusted faith that everything's going to be all right. Because if something else had happened, that would show that we have failed as parents, But all things that happen in the lives of our kids, I believe that's sort of like a test that God gives us so that we know if we have been a good parents or not. You see, we could see the where we have failed, where we need to improve for improvements in our marriage life, And without God, we couldn't have made it. When we started out, we didn't have any money, and my dad gave me $20 for a wedding gift, and that was the only money we had. And I was a student there at the seminary, but the Lord never did forsook us. He was with us then, and He's with us now.